I don't even hide my hatred for men anymore. See, back in the day, I used to know that I had this feeling inside of me, but I didn't know how to express it. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to say anything that would get me canceled or get me having people being mad at me, or because I kind of know that like hatred for anybody is not good for your soul. So I always tried to cover it up and call it other things or like excusing and stuff like that. But baby, I ain't doing that no more. When I meet a guy, I tell him straight up from the jump, I do not like guys. But more specifically, I hate guys. I am a misandrist, and I stand 10 toes down on it, and I say it with my chest now. Like I said, I didn't always say it with my chest because I was a little bit too scared. But it then got to the point where it's just like, no, I'm not scared of anything. I'm not scared of being canceled. I'm not scared of people being mad at me. I'm not scared of the men being in my comments. I don't care. But I do want to get one thing straight. My hatred for men is not the same type of hatred that like races have. Like the way that a white person would feel about a black person. Like if you just see a black person out just in public minding their own business and you just see a black person and you're like, ugh, like your face is turning red, your face is scrunching up because you just hate those black people, you know. I don't feel that way. I don't see a man like out in the wild and be like, oh, fucking, he's a man. You know, I don't feel like that. I do feel like that when a man tries to insert himself in my life or in my space in any type of way. That's when I get that, nigga, you know, that's when I get that rage feeling.
These people are unhealthy, honest to God. And I don't know if it's the accent. It sounds like she from Louisiana. I don't know if it's the tattoo. I don't know if it's something that happened in her past that led her down this pathway of hatred. But I'm going to just tell you, and I'm going to break down this video and we're going to get into it. But the level of hatred that people have, that they live with, that they go to bed with, that they wake up with, that they already have programmed within them to treat a person like when they interact with them on a daily basis. And nobody cares about whether or not you actually get into or talk to or is with somebody in a relationship. But to say that I'm a misandrist, do y'all know what misandrist is? Do you know what a misandrist or what misandry is? It is specifically, it's like how she just described it, right? It's a extreme hatred, prejudice, dislike, distaste. I just don't like specifically towards men and boys. That's what it is. If you have a dick, if you are male presenting, if you exhibit any masculine trait whatsoever, she has a strong dislike and a strong distaste for you. And you know what the worst part about this whole conversation is? Is that when I went, and checked it out, because I always like to give credit to the content creator, so that link is going to be in the description, regardless of whether I agree with him or not. When I went and I checked out this video, because I like to deep dive to better understand exactly who people are and what their target audience is and stuff. And so I went into the comments, and there are women that's like, oh man, I found my people. Yo, you walk past them every day. You may have had them check you out inside of the Dollar Tree. They may have, got your fries cold, and you know, you trying to get them to just put the fries in a bag, and so they have this level of distaste and hatred. These people may be handling your food. They may be your servers when you go into the restaurant. It even can get as bad as they are the person that is a police officer that pull you over or whatever. This level of hatred would not be acceptable in any other space, in any other realm, in any other situation. If a white person was like this towards a black person, it would be absolutely addressed. If a black person was like this towards a white person, it 100% would be addressed. It would be called out. But because it's a woman towards a man, if a man came on this application and said, I genuinely hate women, and I hope that they cease to I hate it when they come into my space and they just get angry as a result of it. Man, let me tell you, bro, that shit would go viral. But because it's a woman, and this is the double standard, and again, I don't care. Like, I'm cool with people openly saying that they are prejudiced or they are misandrous or whatever, because it lets you know where they are. Honestly, I think that it's a good thing. I don't think that people should hide their distaste or their displeasure with other people, because you don't know what you're dealing with, right? If you just let people just come out with it on the surface or whatever, it gives you a better perspective on how you need to be dealing with people on a regular basis, and it's actually a blessing. But let me let her cook. Let's see what else she got to say. If there's some redemption, if there's a redemption arc in this,
But no, I don't just like
because
see
at first I'll be thinking that people be trolling.
men out in the wild, be like, oh my God, I hate y'all so much. You know what I mean? My brain don't operate like that. But let you try to talk to me, let you try to, whether it's online, in person, or whatever. If you try to talk to me, then that's when my anger fuels. But outside of that, yeah, like I said, I used to be so scared to just talk about it or whatever, but I'm not no more, baby. It's like we need to keep it real. And I think if all people just said stood 10 toes down on whatever it is, whatever they are, whether you racist, misogynist, misandrist, homophobic, whatever you are. I think we need to start saying straight up what we are and the things that we don't like to give people the opportunity. Like I'm telling you, like, sir, I don't like men. I'm a misandrist. You might want to get away from me. If I was somebody told me, if somebody was like, look, I don't like big girls. Get away from me. I can't stand you fat fuckers. I'd be like, oh, well, I'll stay away from you. Or if a racist person was like, yeah, I don't like you N-words. Get away from here. I'd be like, thank you for letting me know. And I just feel like if everybody just said it with their chest and stop being so damn scary, then we could get further. We could get further if we stop being afraid to say what we really are. And it's just like, yeah.
Well, we agree on that point because I like for people to, and I didn't know she was going to say that because I didn't ever get to this point of the video. But we agree on that point that I'm cool with people just being transparent with who they are and how they rocking out and all of that because it kind of gives you a better perspective on who you're dealing with. But aside from that, I think that people honestly, it can't be healthy for your heart, for your soul, for your spirit to be in a place or to live in a space where you genuinely have a distaste and you hate. If you can never get to the point to where you say you're hating or you're hateful or you hate a certain type of person, I'm not trying to stop you from feeling and doing what you're doing because I think it's cool. But I think it's sad. It is. I think it's one of the saddest things that I've seen. And it's not a healthy thing to go through life with that type of distaste towards people in any capacity in my as far as I'm concerned. I don't hate liberals. I just strongly disagree with them. I don't hate people that have a different lifestyle as far as how they live sexuality. I just think it's nasty and I don't think it should be pushed on us. But I don't know. I always like to give credit to the content creators, so that link is going to be in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.